Hi guys, I just wanted to create a video to kind of show you how I completed the I-129F packet for the fiance visa. I will note that I started this in between August and September of 2017, and it's now August of 2018. It didn't take me a whole year from start to finish. It just, with me and Corey kind of being away, and some of our documents and things like that were really hard to get at the time. So I'm now currently with Corey, and I've kind of just stuck it down and got it completed. Right here I'll be showing you our copy. There are sticky notes on all of our personal documents and stuff like that, but I still will do a small run through. Just a few tips and tricks that we noticed. One, you should make your own copy. We made 3. So he has one that we're going to be sending off, one for himself if he needs to look over before the interview, and then this one for our records, which will be the one that we pretty much keep, and if we ever need to look at it anytime. Another thing is I've seen so many people do binders and folders and stuff like that, and that's what we were going to originally do because I was doing it at home. And then when I came here, everything kind of changed because their paper is a bit different and stuff like that. I would say honestly that when they're talking about the 2 hole punches at the very top, I say that is probably, ideal. For me, it's been actually a lot more organized doing it this way rather than the binder because I had to keep taking stuff in and out and in and out, and this thing I changed so many times. I've used so much paper because I'm a perfectionist myself. So let's just get right into it, and I will show you guys kind of the final product. So again, this is what it looked like. It has the 2 hole punches. This is the cover letter. I don't have the check for personal purposes. And then the tabs at the very bottom, which again I've seen people do them at the side, but if you read their instructions, clearly do them at the bottom. Okay, so here you can see kind of the overview of the cover letter. Don't mind my signature, really bad, sorry. So again, personal stuff is kind of covered. From where we're sending it to, this is the place that this is the address that we're sending it to. Again, check the website. There's a couple different places that you can send it to depending on what different type, I guess. One thing I almost missed, this is the last thing I just had to do, is when you're looking through all of the instructions, it says on your cover letter to make sure you put original submission, because there's a few different types of things where you can send this in. So again, make sure you write up original submission. So as the cover letter, I'm sure you've probably seen this 27,000 times. There's so many different places and websites and things so you can see how this is done and how it looks. So for mine, I obviously did it in the order that they wanted me to. So the filing fee, which will be a check, and it'll be just up here. I'll be paper clipping the check to the side. And then so the form, which is just a notification of when they accept, when they get this at the USCIS. And then obviously the petition, our passport photographs, both the G325A, which is the biographic information of both me and Corey. Both of our birth certificates, front and back. Should make sure it's front and back, even if the Corey's from the UK, so his is just blank. Just make sure that you double check. Corey's I-94, which is pretty much just arrival and departure record of every time he's been into the U.S. and his latest date that he's been into the U.S. And then kind of the 3 different sections I have here, which is evidence of intent to marry, so the different things that I have for that. Proof of meeting, different things I have for those as well. the proof of ongoing relationship, different things, and then just a little like snippet, it's like a little 3-page kind of mini essay of how we met and kind of just sealing the deal, and stuff like that. Just a little thing about talking about everything's pretty much photocopies are dated and signed. If you need to submit original documents, that you pretty much know that you will. And then if they have any questions or concerns, contact me at my number, and then thanking them, and then pretty much signing. So this here, the second page is the G1145. This is pretty much, again, the form that they will notify you when they get this at the USCIS. Again, I cover my details, just your name, your email address, and your middle name and phone number. Again, a little tab just to know. My tabs, by the way, are the numbers here. Some of the tabs are not here, so like for example, number 1, I'm not going to put a tab on the check, it's just going to be right here. And some of these, I mean, you can go down, some of them have them, some of them don't. And there's just specific purposes for that. So this is the I-129F. I will have another video going completely in depth because I don't have enough stickies to like pretty much hide everything, because all of it mostly is personal information. One thing I will say is don't leave any spot blank. So as you can see here, both of these say none, and all of that says NA. In the instructions, pretty much in small writing, it just says to state none if it has anything to do with numbers, and put NA if there's anything that just needs to be left blank, because they don't want any blank spaces. This is the G325A, which is the biographic information. Again, all of it is covered for personal information wise. So as you can see, I have the passport photo that is just photo clipped on the side. All of my information is filled out. If you ever need help with this part, if you just type it in online and you write sample, people do have some of these filled out. I think they're like sample just things to help you with this information. It was really hard to do this kind of by myself because, again, we had to find all the dates of the houses and stuff like that. But again, if you ever need help, always look on Google, type it in, look sample. People do actually really help out a lot. Again, Corey's information is on the side. I didn't cover his, so I'm not going to show his. And then also at the very bottom, number 7, we have our birth certificate. Okay, so I just skipped past Corey's G325A and both of our birth certificates, as I didn't cover any of that information. Again, those just go right afterwards, photocopies front and back. This here is Corey's I-94. So this kind of shows, again, like I said earlier, all the time he's been in the U.S. and what his latest arrival and departure was in the U.S. So I blocked out the main information. You can type it in. They have it on the USCIS website on where to find this. If you need any help on finding this, just send me a comment and I can help you out with that. This here is our intent to marry. So I kind of did a little bit different than other people's because a lot of people had different things to show for the wedding, like catering and DJ and dress. And unfortunately, Corey and I don't have the money and or know when exactly we're going to get married, so I didn't have any of that stuff. So again, this is my intent to marry. All of the stuff that's covered is pretty personal, but I'll just show you a run through of so this pretty much just says, I mean, this again you can find on Google. Type it in, letter of intent to marry I-129F cover, and they'll get you a sample to look at. For mine, I did petitioner's letter of intent to marry. That's me, so I wrote this page. Corey's letter of intent to marry, which will be the next page. I'll show you. And then our wedding plans, which I created, which I can show you and will show you, are engagement photos, which is a little bit of both. I'll show you as well, and the receipt of the engagement ring. Again, so this just talked about it's original, unaltered. If they have any questions, call me, and then signature. So what I did with Corey's, again, both of ours is signed. Corey hasn't really signed his yet, but Again, so what I did for Corey's is literally the exact same, except for when it says beneficiaries, I said this page. I wanted to do separately rather than just one, just to kind of show that, I mean, both of us understand the different things. And for mine as well, up here when you put your name and your place of living and your phone number and all that stuff, that's going to be mine. I put mine up there. And then for Corey's, I put all of his information up there. And then the next one is our wedding information. Again, my information, where we're sending it to, wedding plans, introductory to what it is. So again, Corey and I don't really have a lot of information, but we just know that within 2019 we are going to get eloped at a kind of like small superior court kind of thing. So I'll tell you a little bit of information of what I kind of wrote. So I said it's going to be scheduled between July to September 2019, or I said whenever the U.S. Embassy interview is finished and Corey is pretty much able to go to the U.S. So then all of this is kind of just information about where this, the elopement will take place, how much it's going to cost, what we need, talks about witnesses. I did cover all my witnesses' names. And then this kind of talks about how to get our marriage license, how much it'll cost, when we have to do it, the specific rules. And the next page is when we plan to do our wedding ceremony. Again, we don't have a lot of time. We don't really have a budget, nothing like that, because we have no idea when the our thing will be approved. So just a kind of little snippets of when I'll start planning, how many guests we think we'll have, when we think we'll have the wedding, who the guests will be, how many, and kind of like our budget kind of thing. Again, little outro, number, signature. So I'm only going to show a little bit of our proof because I don't want to show a lot of people's names and of our social media and stuff like that. I'll link my social media. I just don't want to put my family and friends and everything out there too much. So this is the part where it's wedding photos, and what I have here is I have two photo clipped of my engagement ring that Corey had bought me, and a photo of us, which you can barely see because it's kind of put on there, of us pretty much hours after we engaged. Now, I think one of the main things that was very hard for me when I was putting this together was the engagement part of it. So Corey and I, again, we've been working on this since, from August to September of last year. Now, we have not been engaged for that long. We only recently just got engaged last month on the 23rd. So when we were doing this, we knew that we were going to engage, but I wanted it to all to be kind of Corey's thing. However he wanted to do it, whenever he wanted to do it, whenever he was ready. So we've been working on this for, again, a year, and the hardest part was the engagement part because Corey and I aren't really like big, extravagant people. I knew for a fact Corey wasn't gonna go out and do this extravagant thing for our engagement, and a lot of people had pictures of their fiance down on their knee, and I was like, I don't want it to be staged. So that was, I think, the hardest thing, and we just came to terms when he asked me. I mean, it was after work, we were sitting on the bed, and so it was kind of like a moment of us just being together. And I think that everybody, if you're stressing about that part, I don't think you need to stress. Don't think you need to have your fiance get down on the floor just for a photo. I think if you have all the documents you need, do it however you want to do it, and don't focus on what everybody else did. Again, I mean, it can kind of be scary. You're thinking, oh, but what if this happens? What if they don't think it's real? But I mean, relationships, I mean, they're true, they're genuine. You're gonna have all of the evidence and stuff that you need. So again, like I said, the only photos that Corey and I has is a photo of us together, and of course I do have the ring in the photo, but I think that's completely credible. And this is yours. Do it however you want to do it, and just, focus on the directions that they give, and kind of things like that. So we have the Facebook post that I made to my family and all of our friends, pretty much a little snippet of our engagement and how I felt. Again, the photo of us together, that is this photo. And so what I did was I took that and all of the comments that came with the post. And so I pretty much just had a little explain of what it was, the Facebook post, and what the rest of the comments meant, who they were from. And then our receipt for the engagement, which I don't want to show too much because there's a little bit of information on there. So now here's the table of contents of proof of meeting. The only table of contents I have is proof of meeting and proof of ongoing relationship, just because there's a little bit of stuff that, it could look really wonky. One thing I am missing on here, which I am going to have to change, is adding the photographs that I had just put in there. These are all photographs of proof of pretty much us meeting. Each photograph as well has a description of who's in the photo, what date it is, and pretty much just a context of what the photos are. So again, I don't want to go into too much context of everything that I have in here. If you want me to go through this and kind of give detail by detail, I will. Pretty much just every document that I have a little sticky note pretty much describing what it is to let them know. This is proof of ongoing relationship, just a list of all the things I have, and I'll go through just a few. So again, these are all photos of just different photos of us being together, and stuff like that for proof of ongoing relationship. This is a photograph of all the messages that Corey and I have together, and just again a little sticky note kind of showing what it is and what it means. So again, another thing that I have on here are some different social media things. These, for example, are Instagram, so I just have a collage of different Instagram posts, and then on the side, just what these Instagram posts mean, the date, who's in them, just different things like that. So this is another example of different social media. These are both Facebook posts, so I have a Facebook post made from Corey and a Facebook post made from me. This video actually, I believe, is on YouTube, so I will put the link in the description bar for you to see this video. Again, it just has a little snippet of when it was, what it is, and the comments that were attached to it. And so this again is just a little bit of a snippet of how we met, and pretty much just telling pretty much the officer different things, all the different times we've met. And at the very end, pretty much tells them about how I'm with him now, and again, kind of giving a concluding statement of our engagement and how we pretty much just want to be together for the rest of our lives. Again, outro with a number and thanking them for reading this, and again, our signatures. So again, that is pretty much the I-129F. If you guys have any questions or anything that you need help with, always give me a shout. I can always help you guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.